welcome to episode 10 of the ATC podcast, Four Guys, One Album. Like, comment, subscribe, Spotify, YouTube.
Hey, that's us.
All of those jazz.
How are we all doing?
I'm alright.
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I'm just chilling.
Although
Good time.
I'm wearing a football top, and I feel like when this episode goes out, there could be very much reason to berate me. So, at time of recording, I don't know how wise of a choice this is.
Imagine if we get cancelled by like the football fans. That'd be funny.
Nah, mate.
I don't know. The football community.
Just feel like, what do you know about music, guys? And they're like football chanting at us.
There's nothing wrong with us, lads. We're absolutely fine. We're
Super
fine.
League, good or bad idea?
Oh, we're not talking about the Super League. We're not doing. We're not going.
No,
We
we're not doing it.
defeated
We're not doing it.
We won. We defeated the Super League. It's over. Fingers crossed.
That would probably have to be a question of the day at some point.
What?
About football, probably.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mate,
Something
it's
to do with football.
For the Euros. That's
the
in
Euros.
June. That's in June.
Speaking of questions of the day, though, or week even. Day, week.
What?
I think like we change it every time. If it's question of the day, question of the week, question of the month.
I mean,
question of the
technically,
year.
they're both right.
Question of
the
life.
Day, it's the day because you're watching or listening to this today, but it's the week because we do this every week. I don't know. It's both.
I guess
both.
But
neither is right and
missed
neither
loads
is
of
wrong.
episodes,
Synergy.
You'd be listening every day.
Ah.
If you binge them on Spotify and YouTube, which they are all there.
Alright, question of...
See, this is where the real talk happens in the ATC podcast. You know, we answer the tough questions.
If you want more questions,
No
you want more
shit gets
questions?
you
Remember,
here.
we've got a Discord server now. Go follow us down there.
We do
Go
have
join,
a Discord server.
Start interacting. Ask us things. We will answer.
There is also a meme channel if anyone is in there.
Is
as
brave
well.
enough.
The memes.
What is our question of the episode?
question
It's actually
of
the episode. It's actually quite a relatable question. I think. I think everyone has to have this question brought to them
Oh, is this the
in their
Scran
life.
debate?
Yeah,
The debate of the
It's the Scran
Scran.
debate. The debate of the Scran.
Here
Okay.
we go.
So, question goes out to everybody in the world right now. You will be asked this once in your life, and it is a very important question. What is your favourite takeaway?
We're talking like cuisine.
Oh, such epic delivery! Oh my god.
Yeah. I'm so passionate about takeaways, bro.
Who wishes to go
I know we had it
first?
last night.
It's so good. So good.
Who's gonna
Okay,
go
go on.
Who's going
Right.
first?
I believe Jack is the Scram Master out of the four of us, though, so Jack needs to answer this
Grandmaster
first.
Jack.
Scram
Definitely
Master
the
Jack.
biggest
I'll take
appetite.
Scranmaster.
He's
I'll
definitely
change
got the
my
hat.
name in the Discord server to Scranmaster.
Scram Master.
And we'll have a Scran text channel where people just post their Scran.
Yeah.
Post
That's a genius
screenshots of their
idea.
takeaway.
I feel like Jack's just actually the Scran Master because of his high metabolism.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
that
fair.
instantly makes
Yeah.
him Scran Master.
Actually, stop. You're going to make me hungry. In terms of, like, takeaway, I'd probably, I'd probably go for an Indian as, like, a safe choice.
Yeah.
But, like...
That is a good choice.
Oh, I don't know, because in terms of like actual cuisine, Asia wins, like as in like Thai
straight
and
up.
Vietnamese
Straight up.
food wins like every time. So like, oh, I don't know, either Indian or like Thai, Vietnamese, like sort of Asian sort of esque flavors.
Oh, what's that place near your road place?
Bengal Balti.
Bengal Balti.
Big Balti. Yeah.
That was
that was brilliant. That was good.
Yeah,
That
I'd be
was
one of those
I'm
two.
gonna-
for me.
Scran Dabby
I'm
Dozy.
gonna add on to Jack's opinion because that is pretty close, and I'd put Chinese in with that as
Oh,
well.
I was thinking
I
Chinese.
See, I
love
think Chinese is pretty
some,
solid.
like-
It's pretty solid.
Some like chicken fried rice with sweet and sour sauce, just ooh. But I'd be lying if I said number one wasn't peri chicken, Nando's.
Ooh.
It's just gotta be.
Well, this is. I mean, well, can you class Nando's as a takeout? Really?
Well,
Do you know what I mean?
it's like
like a takeaway.
but
Do you know?
it's the Scran debate. The debate
There's
is
the
of
Scran
Scran.
debate.
Everyone's welcome in the Scran. We're inclusive in the Scran debate.
I was going to say we're in a time period where technically everything's a takeaway at this moment in time.
That is
You get
true.
literally
That is
anything.
so
I
So
did get Nando's takeaway the other month.
Yeah, so maybe anything goes here.
I feel like my opinion isn't valid on Nando's anymore. However,
Why?
I don't know.
Well, what's your opinion on Nando's?
I liked it, but I was never like. I always used to go and just be like, but it is just chicken, lads.
I've got a confession. I've only been Nando's twice in my life, and I can't remember any of it. I remember
How
going
can
there.
you forget the key element of the entire menu is just
Nando's
chicken?
is
It's
all
like
about
KFC, but
that's
sat
all
down.
it was. That's all I remember. I think I had like some chicken sandwich or something, and I literally thought I could just go co-op and get this.
Look at this expensive chicken.
I did used to rate getting the meal for two, and then Megan thinking that it was for both of us when it was just for me. You used to get a
We've all
whole
been there.
chicken
We've
with
all been there.
with like 3 sides, and I would just have all of them for me. There's a really great photo of when we went to Nando's in first year, and I'm there with this said meal with like a whole chicken and all these sides, and then our mate Tom's there with like a green salad, and it's just like right next to each other, this fucking massive plate of food for like 3 people being consumed by one person, and then just a salad with like quinoa and like chickpeas.
I love it. Do you know? I don't know if you could class this. Well, I'm gonna say just your standard takeout place. That's mine. So you know, like the menu
Kebab pizza, burgers,
chicken.
chips.
Yeah, they pretty much only do. They do like a chain of pizzas, beef burger, chicken burger, cheeseburger, kebabs, and then they'll have a few sides, and they'll probably have like 2 desserts or whatever. Those are my favorite places because they change.
I would have said that about 3 years ago, but I sort of went off of Donna Meat, so I kind of.
No, Donna will forever live.
Yeah, I say this quite a lot, and people are like, "Wow, that's so surprising." The meat that I miss the most is actually Donna Meat because you can't replace it. Nothing
can't.
nothing
I still
simulates
really
how
like-
bad it is.
I can't
Yeah.
ever think to myself, I crave Donna Meat. The thought.
Have you ever
makes my
been
balls
vegetarian
actually
on a
rip
night
inside
out?
me.
Then tell yourself you don't crave Donna Meat because it
I
happens,
stopped having lamb Donna because I had one from a place. I think it was a New Year's Eve thing, and it was just the greasiest thing.
But that's
It was
what
just
you
complete-
want.
That's what you
want.
want.
That great when you can wring it out.
You
and
don't
it, like,
understand.
drips. Oh,
You don't understand. It was too much.
It was like the grease
I
bucket
think-
from
But
McDonald's.
I do still like chicken Donna Meat.
All right, okay.
I still rate that.
What about like gyros, like posh Donna? Oh,
Oh
so
yeah, no,
good.
that is good.
Can't deny that, Donna. But for me, it's got to be those types of places because everyone has their own place. You know, like those local takeouts. I've got mine around the corner from my house, you know, and then if you go over to someone else's house and you want a takeout, they're like, oh, this is my local takeout. And it's just like a different experience every time
like
you
a
go.
pub.
It's
Like
the
everyone's
same.
got their own pub. It's like
Yeah,
everyone's
but
got
everyone's got their
takeout.
own takeout, and it's always for those specific ones are amazing because you get the same thing, but you get something new every time, and it's just Granted, some of those times you might be getting something a bit more greasier than the last one, but it's a risk. It's a risk I'm willing to take.
What is yours, Noah?
Oh, pardon me. Right, normally I'd probably go with like Chinese or something, but because nobody said it yet, I'm gonna go with the best takeaway in the world, McDonald's. Fuck yeah, let's fucking do it, boys. Big Tasty.
Why do you have the
that's what I want.
worst takes, man? That's poor.
I love the silence after he said that.
You could
Literally,
pick, you
the
could pick
silence.
anything.
I do.
like any food.
I love
and
how
that.
he.
Pick
No,
and you just
big-
go to McDonald's.
To be fair, he did
just
mention
funny.
the best thing that Mackey's do. He did mention the Big Tasty.
Big Tasty. It is the best thing that they've ever done. I don't get why they make it a limited time thing because everyone just fucks off when saying that's gone.
Yeah, but then I don't know. I do love a good Big Tasty. But...
I dig the hash browns.
Yeah, but the hash
I like
browns
the
used to be 2
breakfast.
for £1, and it's not even that anymore.
Yeah, they were,
Yeah, no,
weren't
that
they?
is bad.
Bloody inflation. Bloody
Okay,
Tories.
can we just dead quick? I want to just segue this takeaway question. I do want to ask this quick question then regarding McDonald's. Which sauce is better, Big Tasty sauce or Big Mac sauce?
Oh, Big Tasty sauce, I think.
Yeah, just like I can't have it for ketchup.
The sweet chili dip.
Oh, I don't know. That's
See,
an intellectual
Jack's
debate.
with me on this one.
So a Big Mac sauce is kind of like your standard burger sauce, where it's like pickle orientated inside of the mustardy kind of mayo-y, ketchup-y sort of thing. But then your Big Tasty is a bit more oniony and less pickly. It's kind of got a bit more of a garlic hint. You know what I mean?
I dig that.
So I don't know.
I dig that.
That is a good question.
That's
I
a good
think
question.
I would probably go for the Big Tasty sauce.
Yeah.
I think
But
I
it's
would
close. It is close.
too. It's close. We should do. We should get like chips next time we're in McDonald's, and then we should ask because I'm sure you can ask for the Big Mac sauce and
You
the Big
can.
Tasty
They
sauce
started
separate.
doing it as like an actual
Yeah.
dip you can get.
And we should just dip the chips in and be like,
Intellectual
burger-
debate
the
where
burger
you do like the
consistency.
actual tasting where you like chew it and then like spit it out in like a bucket and you're just there like writing down.
Ah, yeah.
it's great. You want to put a story on our Instagram just testing the sauces.
Oh man, that'd be so
Anyway.
funny.
After that big revelation.
It's time to talk about an album.
Yeah.
An
Speaking
album
of
that,
speaking of animals,
Oh,
Oh.
I like that. I like that.
get it? Meat.
Oh.
Ha!
Oh.
Wow.
So, hi everyone. I picked today's album, or this week's album, I guess I should say. And this album is the Architects' new album, which I've actually forgotten the fucking name of because it was really long.
For
I did
those
have
For
who
it written
those
down,
that
but
wish
now
to
it's gone.
exist.
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah, for those who wish to exist. That was it. I really like this album. I like Architects a lot. Holy Hell was actually... I wouldn't say it was one of my favourites because I think that was quite a controversial album. But from that point onwards, we started seeing the... Like, when Animals released as the first single, I was like, I want this new album. I really want this new album. Like, from there, I think, was it Black Lungs that came out next?
Yeah. Yeah.
Black Lungs as well, brilliant song, then Dead Butterflies, and then Meteor, and then the album dropped, and oh my god. It's like, it mastered sounding something that could be mainstream, and also heavy as fuck. I don't know how they've done it, but they've somehow just made that happen, I think, and I really dig it. I really dig it. I think, like, the concept for the album as well is brilliant, like, the whole idea of, like, life, death, religion, non-religion, just sort of like questioning things. And I really like this album. What's everyone else's thoughts on it?
So my opinions of Architects in general, I think, have got me into trouble with a few of my mates in the past. It's just not exactly been my sort of thing. I can't really describe why, because I listen to other bands similar, like Periphery and stuff.
Periphery a bit more proggy though, a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose so. I just never really got into Architects, but I did when Animals came out. I did like it, so I thought I'll keep an eye on this. Black Lungs came out, and I was like, it's pretty good. It's sounding different. Kind of reminds me of newer Bring Me the Horizon.
Yeah. I agree with
Which I shouldn't like it.
You say that, but
I'm not.
Britney's new EP.
I'm not really into Bring Me the Horizon either, so. But I did, overall, I do like this album. I get what Noah's saying, that they've got something heavy that's also very commercial sounding. They've got all these big layers on top. They've got a lot of like really nice brass and orchestral parts to some of their songs. Dead Butterflies is one of the standout tracks for me anyway, for that reason.
Yeah.
And I'll let other people talk about before I
It's mostly cons for Josh.
the
So
cons.
he's there like I'm about to rip this baby apart.
And this man's whole career.
Not again. Not another
I loved it. I loved this. So this is my first Architects album, and
Really?
Yeah, and I thought it was amazing in the sense of the opening was so strong with Black Lungs. I love Black Lungs as a song. I even throughout the whole of the entirety of the track list, I really like the kind of the structures of the songs in the sense of and the flow of the songs, and you'll get like a really good heavy breakdown, and he's doing like a screaming riff, he's going off on one with the screaming, and then it just jumps straight back into the chorus, and I'm like, and he's got quite a unique scream as well. I know obviously every screamo artist does have unique screams because they're a different person, but there's just something about his scream.
His vocals in general are fucking incredible.
Well, you see, the thing
Really
is
good.
like, in terms like the contrast between clean and scream vocals, I thought was really good. It's just like when he does totally clean, it seems like there's always like an effect on his voice, and you're just a bit like, okay, you're one of those bands. I see now.
I think in the nicest way possible, I think that might be one of the main problems I have with Architects in general. But, like, don't get me wrong. He's got an incredible voice. He's got great cleans, and he's got really good, like, screaming, like, harsh singing. My problem is that there's no in-between.
I can feel what you're saying with that.
I think
there isn't like an
zero
edge
or
side,
it's
you know what I mean?
it's 0 or it's 10. There's
Yeah.
nothing in the middle.
Yeah, I think I can get that.
But I do think he does those two bits quite well, and I think the music generally usually fits around it, but I just feel like there could be more.
Yeah.
In terms of the pros for me, there are just some straight bangers on this album. There are like, album aside, like in terms of like some of the bangers on here, Dead Butterflies is a banger, Animals is a banger, Goliath.
Yes.
Goliath is
Yes. Okay.
Goliath is the best song they've dropped over their past like 3 releases.
Can we have like a quick
Like,
interlude
hands
talking
down.
about Simon Neil's scream?
For that exact reason.
Literally,
Come on,
yeah.
he's got a better scream than the main screamer. Come on.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that or not. He's got a
just
fucking good
definitely
scream.
does. He
He
just
does have a
definitely.
good
It's
scream.
got so much more edge, and it's like, I love it. I mean,
There's so much. There's more. There's more like Fry on
yeah.
Simon's.
I mean, I'm
like,
an absolute sucker for like really early Biffy, where it's so badly produced, and it's just like, yeah. That's the best. Yeah, that's a separate debate. But like, I love Simon Neil's scream, and then when it came in like a metalcore song, I was like, oh. And like he's dropping a solo metalcore album like next year.
Is he
Is
actually?
he?
He is.
Right,
He is.
as soon as I heard Goliath, I turned around. I think I did actually turn around to Noah, I think, and said, Biffy could actually release a metal album.
Yeah,
Like,
he's doing one with
and
his
it
mate.
would. But yeah, obviously, like Biffy, obviously wouldn't do that because obviously they've already got their sound now. So obviously, if they were to release a metal album, it would be a bit jarring for the fans, I think.
Fuck him.
Yeah, I know. I felt
I'm
the same
one of
a little
them,
bit.
and I would be fine with it.
Yeah, Simon Neil's scream in Goliath. It is
exceptional.
It's obviously. I never thought I could hear just another artist feature on another artist's album and blow the other artist out the park a little bit. Do you know?
He does. He makes himself known.
He does. It's like Simon's just stepped into the room with
Yeah.
his his big D energy. And it's just like slapped every one of the members in the face in the
I love
studio.
it. I absolutely love that song so much. That's by far my favorite song on the album. By
I don't know if
far.
I don't know if I agree with Simon Neil being a better singer in general or not, but I think scream-wise, for that song in particular, I think I would agree.
That's what I was saying. I don't think he's a better singer.
Yeah.
I think his scream is better.
I feel like it's a case of with all the screaming on the album, that is the best scream on the album.
Yeah.
I think, especially for me. That's my opinion.
I'm not a massive fan of like really clean screams. I like shit. I like shit with an edge, bro. You know what I mean? I want it to like rip my eardrums and not be
I love Sam's scream.
I want it to like fucking rip my insides out and then like just make me like feel all chilled and horrible and feel like I've got a mad disease.
I kind of feel like what you're saying with that, Jack, actually, because when you thinking about that scream Simon does in Goliath now, it is it's raw. It's just
Yeah, man.
it's
Yeah.
it's like when you obviously it's a Fry scream, but it's like he just like cranked that bad boy to like 11.
He does.
And now, granted, you know, even production these days can obviously make it sound better than it actually is. But I feel like if you were stood there in the room with him, hearing it with no effects on, you'd be like, just whoa,
Yeah.
like
It'd be
bro,
like a what the hell kind of movement.
yeah, like that man's just screamed.
He like the thing is, it's not like a controlled scream.
Yeah,
at
it's
all.
not. It's like
he's
no,
just
completely-
letting rip.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like, I'm fine with that. That's fine.
I remember a while ago you showing me some early Biffy, and I heard his scream, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it, but I did kind of like it a bit more here.
I think I love really. I mean I will pick an early Biffy album at some point. I will make us review Infinity Land.
Of course.
But
we probably should talk about other songs than Goliath, to be fair.
yeah, we should.
Yeah.
In terms of
Talk
other
about
things,
other
yeah.
things.
Animals is like the main single of this. And,
Yeah,
like,
I'd agree with that.
It
I
has
think
that
Animals is
really
the main
like
song.
industrial like.
The riff is very like. I kind of got
Very-
9 Inch Nails vibes from that riff.
Yeah, it's
A
just that
smidge.
pulse that goes throughout the whole song.
Yeah.
That feel it's really cool.
I feel like they've got good variation through the album as well. You'll get the albums, the album single Animals. You'll get Goliath, and those are like the meaty tracks. Black Lungs, great opener. And Josh, you were saying before, but Dead Butterflies is a cool change of pace as well. Like it there's a little bit new, and then I actually, you know how I like my albums with downtime. Flight Without Feathers is their downtime song, like the midway point, and it's so beautiful. I love it.
I get what you mean with downtime songs, and I do think the same. I just kind
wanted
of
something a
thought that
bit
song was
better.
a little meh.
Yeah, you thought you wanted
I
something
just
better.
kind of thought meh with that one.
Yeah.
Which if that kind of leads me to want to talk about the cons.
Okay.
I've got a few cons as well. I'm there.
I've got
So
one
this
or two.
album's it's an hour long, which okay, but 15. This album's got 15 songs.
Yes, is he
Yeah.
gonna say what I
This
think he's gonna say?
Album has got 50. I think you could trim about 5
Yes!
songs off the album, and you'd have a really solid. There's some really good songs. Black Lungs, An Ordinary Extinction. I really like Demigod as well.
Demigod's good.
But I
wasn't too
think
keen
there's
on
some
Demigod
songs. Let's have a look at the
personally.
track list. You could probably get rid of Giving Blood.
Yeah.
Disclosure is Dead.
Do you mean Discourse is dead?
Libertine and Meteor, and maybe Flight Without Feathers. I just thought it was a little.
I do.
That's
I
a-
And
That's a
massively,
good
have
point.
10 really good songs.
I massively agree that it's too long.
I think yeah.
It's
okay,
too
yeah.
long.
style
Considering
of-
what it is, it's
Yeah, for the style of
yeah.
music it is, like you get some like prog albums, big like Dream Theater Metropolis Part 2, say that's like an hour 20, but it's like this continuous concept album that has a story and a lot more variation. But this is just 15 songs that are all sort of about 4-minute mark.
And some
Yeah.
of them are very similar as well. The
Yeah,
problem I have
there's
with
some
Architects
that-
is sometimes they're so formulaic, and it's a bit like
There is like, yeah, you get the heavy part, you get the clean verse, you get the chorus, and then you get the build up. You know when the breakdowns come in.
and then you get the blare.
Yeah, the Blair. You get the pause before the breakdown. It builds up, and then they shout something, and then you go ba-dum, 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 or whatever. I don't know. Jen.
Do you know I didn't actually realize that. That there was 15 tracks. That's amazing. But maybe that was just
It's a long album.
Yeah, it's a long album, isn't it? That's
For what
crazy.
It is, I
Yeah.
think it's too long. That is my main problem with it.
That's
In
like that's
general.
literally what I've got in my notes. But you could drop some tracks, and I would just feel better about the album. There's so many. It's more midway through. You're just kind of a bit like, I like. There's times where you're like, are we still doing this? Are we really still doing this now?
Yeah,
But that's really
6
funny
albums
because
down the line.
because because I said the same thing about Code Orange a few episodes ago.
Yeah, it's true.
It being
yeah.
too long. But for whatever reason, I didn't actually clock on that this, I didn't get bored. Do you know what I mean of this? And I don't
Yeah.
know, maybe that was
I
maybe
didn't
that was
get
to
bored
do
with
with
this album. I didn't. Get
yeah,
bored with
maybe
it.
that
I
was
kinda
just to
found
do
it was-
with how the songs were actually maybe written for me, because like, you know, maybe I have that, like, I prefer that formulaic kind of thing that I can identify a band, you know, straight away by maybe some aspects of what they do, you know. But that was really interesting for me because
I think I do agree with it's long for what it is, but like as Kieran was saying, like I didn't think to myself at any points, God, this is dragging a bit.
yeah,
I never really had that whilst listening to it.
I mean, the only other criticism I've got is I'm not a big fan of how it ends either.
yeah, I'm not. To be
It's just
fair.
a bit
I'm
like-
not a big
yeah.
fan of how it ends.
But to be fair, I've never really liked any of the way that Architects albums have ended. They always end a similar way, and I'm always just like,
That's their
Why?
formula, bro. That's
stop
their
doing
formula.
it. It's really boring, please. But I feel very similar about this, and I mean like very similar to how I felt about Holy Hell. I feel so similar. Like they're both good albums with some really good bangers, but I'm just like, they sound like they could just be this. Like I feel like you could take Hereafter into this, and it wouldn't sound that jarring. Or like Royal Beggars, it would fit into this track list so snugly.
It's definitely sort of a change in how Architects are writing and performing, I should say.
Should we go to the scores? Do you reckon?
Yeah.
I think
Let me get my pen.
Let me get my pin.
And by my pen, I mean Megan's pen, which I'm not supposed to use, but I'm going to use anyway.
Oh, don't let her find
It's
out.
a posh pen.
Do you need a calculator as well?
Probably. It depends how many even numbers we have. If you've got a lot of odd numbers, I'm going to be fucked.
Oh,
Josh!
Absolutely wounded.
I'm going to start off with an odd number for you, Jack.
Oh,
You're going to love this. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. It's the only reason that it's not a 10 is, again, like, and this is very, very nitpicky, but I love how heavy old Architects used to be, and it's just kind of like, in terms of how Architects are, it's a shift. It's a shift that I don't mind, but it's a shift that's like, you know, it's like comparing to what they were versus, you know, what they've become. It's kind of like, which one do I prefer? Honestly, I think I kind of prefer the newer stuff, but I still like feel like they've not taken as much from the previous stuff that they could have done and incorporated it in. And that's how I sort of feel on it. So yeah, 9 out of 10.
I'm going to give you another odd number, Jack.
Fuck, lads. Fuck.
It'll make it even. It's fine. But I'm going to go for 7 out of 10.
Oh.
I do like a lot of the songs in here. I think there's some well put together stuff, very well produced, but there is a lot of filler. I'm sorry, and I think you could trim about at least five songs off, and you'd get probably an 8 out of 10 album in my eyes anyway. So
Yeah,
a
I
lot
agree.
stronger. So 7 out of 10. I still like it.
Fair dues. I'll give mine. I gave it an 8. I thought it was a very enjoyable listen. I didn't get, which is quite weird for me because obviously these long albums, you know, hour 50 and it's an hour 15 tracks, but I just didn't get bored of it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think possibly why I enjoyed it more is maybe I just prefer the production what was done here than the production what was done on, let's say, like that Code Orange album. Possibly. Maybe I'm just a fan of this kind of like production. The Jack's looking at me.
I don't know if I can agree with that. I mean, everyone's entitled to
No,
their
I'm just saying. Yeah, no, I'm just maybe that's why. But I can't. I don't want to give it a 7. I'm like, nah, strong 8 for this album for me. It was amazing.
8.
I also gave it a 7 because I think it's good. I just agree with Josh. There's a lot of filler. Like, it's just, in my eyes, I don't want this to sound really mean, but it is just like it's a good metalcore album, but it's nothing like unreal. To be fair, like, I don't know. I've always felt that there's better metalcore bands than Architects. I know people like love them, and people are like, I know
Obsessed.
loads of people
Yeah.
who are like, architects are amazing. I've never really been part of that crowd. Like I like them.
Yeah, no, me neither.
I think like with architects, they're sort of like that staple of the genre. You know, you think of this genre.
It's like, to be fair, in my eyes, I see them and Bring Me as like really popular. And
Yeah.
if I'm being really honest, I preferred Bring Me's latest release to this one.
Really?
I prefer post-human survival horror to this.
I like.
time.
I'm the
really
other way
like
around,
both.
me.
I really like both.
Mate, Dear Diary's like one of Bring Me's best songs.
It is. But it's one of their best songs because you've had to wait so many years for his vocals to recover so he can do a scream again.
It has Baby Metal, and that was enough for me.
Baby Metal. Yeah, you can't deny Baby Metal, to be fair.
Yeah.
But yeah,
what does that bring us to? Sorry.
That brings us to a total score of 31. So we've got another tiebreaker with Steven Wilson.
Oh.
We need to sort out a way for tiebreakers.
I think
'cause
what we
this is
should
going to
do-
happen more.
We should get two chickens to like fight each other, and one can be the one album, and the other can be the other album.
Discord, please come up with better ways to settle tiebreakers, please.
I think we just let them fight to the. Well, they don't have to fight to the death. That's a bit animal cruelty. We don't do that. But fight until one of them looks a bit sad.
We get Steven Wilson, we get someone from Architects, and we make them play Magic the Gathering, and whoever wins.
No, we make them play Magic Unicorns. Unstable Unicorns.
Unstable Unicorns.
We make them play Unstable Unicorns, and that's whoever wins.
Yeah, but then like Steven Wilson would write like a concept about like giving unicorns stat and how it's wrong or something, and then we would have to review that. So he would just give us more work. So
That is true.
Or more content.
I think that would put him on top, though, surely.
Yeah,
there has to be a way. There has to be a way for tiebreakers. I feel like we have to vote between us, but
Leave in your comments down below how we should tiebreak.
Yeah,
Joint
but for
fourth
now,
place.
that's all we've got for now, though. So
Yes.
be sure to follow us, Instagram, Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, click notification bell, and join the Discord server.
Join
Do
the
it!
Discord server.
Send us
Join
memes.
the Discord
Send us
server.
memes, please. Memes are what keep this band alive.
So much content coming your way. Songs, podcasts, streams with me and Noah. It's all coming out.
Yeah.
thick
It's
and
all
fast.
coming.
You don't
It's
want to
all
miss
coming.
a second.
Listen, keep sending us memes, and Noah will not become a paramedic.
Exactly.
I promise.
Stop me from saving lives.
promise.
Stop me from saving lives, because you don't want me saving your life. Look at me.
Alrighty.
Is this the
Thanks
last
for
thing that you
watching.
want to see? I know. I wouldn't want it. Alright, see you later, fuckers.
I could totally see that being the dialogue for the outro. Noah, say something funny.
I've stopped
What?
recording.
Cock and balls.
Cock and ball torture.
I've stopped recording.